What is up, Fanatics? It's 8 p.m. Mountain Time, and that means another episode of Home Theater Fanatics Live. Tonight is episode 128, and we have a great episode for you. Joining me again for the second time this year. It was so good the first time we had to bring him back again. Is Cody from Harbottle Audio. Hey, Cody, how you doing, man?
Good. How you doing, Jiles? That's quite the intro.
I'm doing so good. I don't think I could do any better. I think I'm right up there.
That's impressive.
I know today I'm very purple in the background. I'm going to change this color up from time to time. I might try an orange or something next time. I don't know. I'm much happier than the background color would indicate. And that's primarily because you're here on the show with us. And there's so much exciting stuff that you've got going on right now. And I can't wait for you to tell everybody about it. But maybe to get started, you let everybody know who you are and kind of what Harbottle is.
Okay, my name is Cody. I'm from Harbottle Audio. I'm the technical director and co-founder with my wife, Caitlin Harbottle. And basically what we try to do is solve problems within the spectrum of audio by removing things that are not as tangible or as prevalent within the discussion of audio, namely distortion and compression. Our mission in life is to destroy all of it and to never speak of it again. And that mission has led to a lot of really interesting product and a lot of interesting innovations with myself and our partner company called Funk Audio. And we're both located out of British Columbia.
Right on. So I think to translate that a little bit for everybody, you want to make products that sound clean, no distortion, and freaking play loud as you want them to without any of that distortion.
Well, yes, but a little bit deeper, slightly deeper than that is we want the audio experience to happen to the person without there being any audible cues, like even bordering on the subconscious where,
Sure.
you know that something is going to happen. We just want audio to happen organically. And the thing that stops audio from happening organically and just kind of on its own is the cue of distortion and compression. When a speaker starts to compress, distortion comes along with it. When a speaker starts to distort harmonically, acoustically, through flux modulation or any of those other aspects that make distortion in all of its components, you are given cues, very gentle cues that something is going to happen and you can prepare for it. And, that can lead to things like listening fatigue or a sense of pressurization that might not be straight room pressurization. It just might be a resonance of distortion that is interacting with your own personal sensitivity. And so when we remove all of that, you end up with a very clean, organic experience that, a lot of my customers call it frightening, but it's not intended to be frightening. Or I think you actually called it soul crushing.
Soul crushing bass. Yes. You do have some soul crushing performance. Because you know why it's so soul crushing? Because you realize that everything you've listened to up to that point isn't the way that it should have been. And it's just soul crushing to know that you've wasted all that time and you could have had what you have. Soul crushing.
It does have that effect too, but everybody has their own personal taste, and my product might not be for everybody, and that's totally fine. I just want to make that perfectly clear. I'm not an elitist that way, but I would want audio to be the best that I can make it and the best that my partner and I can make it when we work together, Nathan and I. And when we put the hammer down, come up with something, run it through Caitlin, my wife, and she has a listen, and everything comes together and gels, then we have three very different opinions on how audio should be, and the execution of it, and it all comes together and makes a cohesive unit that results in some pretty cool stuff.
Right on. And I think that's a really good segue into a few things that I want to talk about and expose everybody to, because they might not have heard about these things. So, if you look at Harbottle Audio in the past, right? So up till 6 months ago or something like that, what I knew of you, and I'm trying to remember when I met you, it's maybe a year ago or something like that. It hasn't been too terribly long, but I guess a little while maybe. But when
I think
when I
it's
heard
about a year.
yeah, when I heard Harbottle, what I thought about was kind of like okay, there's a dude and he's in Canada, he makes subwoofers, right? That's that was
That's about it. Yeah.
that was the impression that I had. I'm like, he makes good stuff. He makes these awesome subwoofers, right? And I got to meet you and talk, and then I discovered, okay, he's making these subwoofer kits, and then he's making actual powered subwoofer units, and that's like the C24 and C18.
18. Yeah.
Yep, which
An
are
1824. Yeah.
which are absolute freaking monster beasts. And I mean, you could do a whole episode just on the composite material design of those devices, right, and everything that went into that. But
Yeah.
that kind of brought me up to what I knew before. But now the whole world is exploding around Harbottle, and everything's changing. I mean, you're stepping into these frontiers that are maybe they're completely new to a commercial product for you, meaning bookshelves and tower speakers. So when did this stuff kick off in the Harbottle brand in earnest?
In earnest, development was painful. I'm not going to lie about that. But when we landed on something and it started to actually gel, that was back in October 2020.
Okay.
Like maybe September 2020. That's like, it hasn't been that long when things really started to take shape, but the birth was was arduous and not very fun. I mean, do you want to get into the history of it?
Yeah, I mean, let's
Where
talk
things
about
start?
it a little bit. Sure. I mean,
Okay.
we don't have to write a book, but I think it's interesting to understand how, how you went through the whole process to kind of get to where you are now. And I really want to show everybody where you are now.
Well, we started off with a product that we called the 7D, and it was a 7-inch mid bass with a dome tweeter, and we found that when we started driving the port resonances down, like really, really controlling the port resonances and the port tuning, we got something that a bookshelf speaker should never be able to do. Like when I talk about frequency response, I talk about frequency response being clean. When I talk about it being clean, it means that we're not trying to falsify another way to a speaker. So you have like a 2-way or a 3-way. We're not trying to falsify another way by adding the port and just getting it to extend like really, really hard as much as we can. Talk about like nice clean response where it's completely linear all the way across, and there's no my mind went blank.
Craziness where the speakers align with each other or drop out, or
where things start dropping out and they become non-linear, that sort of thing.
Yep.
And when we were working with a speaker, we found that it did that really well, and we were getting response in room. We were getting anechoic, right down to 40 hertz, really clean out of a bookshelf. And we started running some max output tests, and it's hitting 102 and 103 dB, and we're kind of going, this shouldn't be doing this at 40 hertz for a speaker this size, like a bookshelf. It's
right.
So we started trying to implement a different character in using carbon fiber, and it didn't work well. My idea was to go composite and as light and as small and as you know, like weight wise manageable as possible.
Right.
But when you're dealing with a speaker that can produce, for all intents and purposes, very authoritative bass, a very light enclosure doesn't work, and it's, you need mass to hold it in place. So that idea got scrapped, and then I started working more on carbon fiber and just kind of being obsessed with it. And I ended up designing a composite that facilitated my first thought, as well as adding mass to it. And the results just like took off exponentially. And the impact that it had when I was applying, or when we were applying the carbon fiber and doing knock tests and resonance testing, it just blew our minds. So we decided going down that road, and that became the C7. And then after that, we thought, well, let's make it a floor standing, add another driver, make an MTM, and so now we got the C7 too.
Right on, because it's got 2 7s.
2 7s, yeah. It's not a tricky name.
And so if folks are interested, they can go check out the Harbottle Audio Instagram feed and see images there. So I'll have a link down to that below, but you can easily go to Instagram and search for Harbottle Audio, and you could do that right now. Make sure you follow as well to get the updates. But you can see, I think you put up the C272, right?
The C72.
Oh, yeah. C72. And then what really speaks to me, and I really like this a lot. I think the carbon fiber stuff looks fine. It's great and everything, right? But you posted a bookshelf speaker. It was either today or yesterday or the day before, that's like in this orange, beautiful finish with these rounded over edges. That you're talking my language now. And what is that? Because, and then I think you have it where you can show people what that is, but that I like that.
That is the 7D. That's my prototype. It's an old speaker. It's been around for a while. Yeah,
that thing's hot.
Yeah, a friend of mine writes music, and we got a hold of some of his tracks, high resolution tracks, and we decided just to beat on those speakers for the better part of a day, like a solid 10-hour day, and they didn't even get warm. They got warmish, but not anywhere near where you would think that, oh, this thing's in danger. They're an impressive speaker. Can I turn my camera and show?
Oh, dude, let's show and tell. Yeah, I mean, you've got the stuff set up, so I think it's pretty cool.
There they are in the background.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about right there.
Let me try to zoom in here. Okay.
So that's the C72 in the front, and then the 7D, I think you said, is that's the orange pair that's in the rear, and then the C7 on the left hand side, the stand mount.
Yeah, that's them. I'm just going to get up here and bring the 7Ds to the front. Just hang tight, okay?
Oh yeah, sure. So one of the things we'll talk about in a minute while he's doing this, when he gets back, is if you see that tower speaker that he's moving right now, you can see how the tweeters are offset from the middle, and I want to talk about that a little bit, and also the different ways that those can be built. And I believe that you can have those in the mirror configuration, like he's showing them there, but then you can also have the tweeter, I think, placed specifically in the very middle if you want to. And I don't know what the difference is, but I'm sure Cody will be able to tell us why you would want to go one route or another, or maybe it's just aesthetics only. I don't know, but it's that's pretty cool. So want to give a few shout outs here as well. So Dally Mandrum was here earlier. I'm not sure if he's still hanging around with us, but as always, awesome to have Aperion Audio in the house. So thanks for jumping in. Hi-Fi Haven is here, and he says he's been a follower of Harbottle Audio for a long time, and I have as well. Make sure you check that out. And they really made a good, strong push into Instagram over the last several months. So it's really nice to see that content coming on a regular basis. And then, Harbottle's, he's even talking here, or maybe this is Mrs. Harbottle that's talking. I'm not sure.
Yeah, that's Caitlin.
Yeah, Caitlin's on. Hey, how you doing? What's up? Double A up in the house. As always, a pleasure to have you. And Herman's here. So Herman, I'm living on the edge. I have purchased tickets to Hong Kong in June of next year. So I don't know if the world is going to be in a way that we can actually use the tickets or not, but I'll be flying in, and I'll be on your side of the globe, which I'm looking forward to. I haven't really been able to travel very much at all lately. I did make it to Hawaii, but still not the same. Anyway, Cody, I'm just going to keep talking until you tell me that you're ready to rock and roll.
All right, I'm ready to rock.
Okay,
I don't know if you can hear me. My mic is pretty far away.
Oh no, you're a little echoey, but you're good.
Okay. So yeah, this is the 7D. We got incomplete rounded over corners, aluminum plate for the tweeter, 7-inch driver, same as in the C7s and the C7 IIs. It's ported the same. They would use a downfiring port on the backside, and it's. I wanted to step out of the norm and do a House of Color candy paint called Mango Smoothie.
Oh, dude, I absolutely love it. I mean,
just to play with it. It's really cool in the light. It's in the sunlight and even like fluorescent lights. The edges all like change color. It's pretty awesome. So
and one piece of this that I really like too is the way the screws or bolts or whatever they are that's holding the 7 in, they pop against the black speaker, and it gives you those 6 points of that silver color that kind of match the surround for the tweeter horn loaded kind of waveguide tweeter. It looks good.
Yeah. I just I actually I got my polarity wrong on an old tweeter, and I was messing around with it, and I actually blew a tweeter out. So I swapped it out for the prototype tweeter plates, and I thought, well, hey, why not get some stainless steel screws and put it all together? And I think it looks pretty good.
Yeah, dude, it looks awesome.
It's hard to believe that these are years old now. Like years old.
Oh, they look brand spanking new. I mean, obviously we're just on a webcam kind of video thing, but they look hot. I love the design of it. And I know it's very straightforward and simple. I mean, there's nothing crazy going on, but it looks good. I mean, it just looks good.
Yeah, I get that a lot, but unfortunately we didn't sell any. So what do you do?
Well, I don't know, but maybe
a nice design isn't. Well, I think that had something to do with exposure at the time. You know how it is.
Sure.
But, all right, I'm going to adjust my lighting and sit back down.
Yeah, absolutely. So as you're getting everything together, I want to cover off on the products that you offer, so people can buy the raw subs from you still, and I think those are called Ridge, the Ridge brand drivers. And you correct me wherever I come up with any wrong information. But then beyond that, you've got the M series of subwoofers, which is the quasi DIY sub. And if folks want to check those out, they can go to Home Theater Fanatics and see a full build and all that stuff going on with those guys. And then outside of the drivers and the M series subwoofers, you've now got towers that will be available soon, and the stand mount speakers that'll be available pretty soon as well. Does that all sound right to you?
Yeah, the speakers are getting measured this week, and then photography after that, and then I have a crate coming for the C7s, and those are heading out for review.
They'll be doing the rounds.
Yeah, they'll start doing the rounds.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So I don't want to talk about this for too long, but maybe 30 seconds on the tweeters on the towers. So you can have those offset or centered, just depending. Is
That's
that going to
correct.
be available? And why would somebody want to go one way or the other?
Well, it depends on the size of your room. That particular feature is just a simple response to imaging needs. If you have a very, very wide soundstage, you can get your tweeters offset, and have mirror images left and right, and set your tweeters to the inside, and
Right.
that'll help even out imaging and the arrival of different frequencies. And then you have dead center if people are just interested in having a perfectly straight up and down center aligned driver set.
Right.
That's also available on the C7s as well, so it can
cool.
it could be mixed up however you like. A big reason that we're doing that on the C7 too is we decided to go with an outboard crossover. So crossover is actually going to be contained in a box that looks exactly like the speaker itself, and you tie into it with your amplifier, and then on the outside you have a 4-pole speak-on connector and a wire or a cable that comes with the whole package, and that goes right into the speaker. So you can we're offering different performance levels just like our subwoofers. So we've got the L1, L2, L3, and that's a change in the crossover. So if you have a set of C7 IIs and you buy them as an L1 and you want to upgrade later to an L2 or an L3 crossover, you can buy that crossover network independent and just stick it in a box, ship it back to us, and we'll send you a new one. We'll actually do a trade-in situation.
That's super cool. Yeah, I really like that, because that lets people kind of buy in at different price points and different quality levels, so to speak. Not to say that the entry level is a bad quality. It's just, depends how much money you want to spend and how crazy you want to get, right?
Yeah, we're going with Solon as the entry level L1, and then Mondorf as an L2, and then Dueland as an L3. And then we're actually introducing an L4, which is fully active with DSP. So that would actually come with one of our amplifiers.
See, that's the good stuff right there. That would, yeah. That's pretty sweet.
Yeah.
That's pretty sweet. And I assume that you'll also be able to use that crossover, the active crossover, to have a sub out as well if you wanted to add, a couple of your C24s in there.
Yeah, the the amplifier comes with digital AES EBU input, so you can run it as a 2.1 if you're a 2.1 till you die, like myself, or you can, and that also has auxiliary outs on that, so you can go ahead and start tying in subwoofers like crazy, and the DSP will handle all of it.
That is absolutely outstanding. I can't wait to see some of those out in the wild when you get that active crossover amplification setup going. That's going to be that's the bee's knees. It's
pretty epic. I've got the prototypes. My life lives on prototypes.
Right.
Well, I'm running prototypes as we speak, and the amplifier is just absolutely stellar. It's crazy. So yeah, we're pretty excited about that. The next speaker to come along is another floor standing. It's a C72R, and the R is a different um, tweeter. It's a ribbon tweeter. So yeah,
You're doing it now.
and it's fully active. It's not getting any passive crossovers. It comes with an amp. It comes with the preouts for subwoofers. It's a fully locked and loaded, ready to go system. I mean, if you have a coaxial output on a HTPC, you can plug it right into your amplifier and rock and roll as a 2-channel or a 2.1.
That's cool. That's cool. All right. I hate to kind of move us on to the next segment, but time flies when you're having fun. And so we're going to have probably the shortest tech topic of the week segment ever, but I do want to get this in and put some ideas out there for folks. And let me see if I can bring this in for everybody. What's up, Fanatics? Today is time for another tech topic of the week. And today we've got Cody from Harbottle with us, and we're going to talk about how to pick and design your very first hi-fi system. All right, so we're going to fly through this one, but my question to you is, just say you have somebody come to you and say, hey, I've been listening to music on my earbuds with my phone, and I want to put together a beginner hi-fi system, something that's going to be pretty good to listen to. What would you tell them they need to look at? What are the bits and pieces they need to kind of get started and move from I'm listening to my phone to I'm listening to some real gear?
Well, you need to start with for myself, the most important aspect is your amplifier. Now, I know you and I are polar opposites on that one, because you think that the speakers are most important based on your own experiences, and that's totally cool. Like, this is a non-judgmental thing. For myself, it's the amplifier. From there, move to the source and decide on what source you want. If you're going to go vinyl, if you're going to go digital, or you're going to stream, or reel to reel, whatever it is.
Reel to reel, keeping it real.
Those are super cool. I don't know why I like the look of them.
Oh, no, they look awesome, but everyone tells me that they're a nightmare to keep up.
I bet. I've never actually heard one, but I just like the look of them. Then from there, moving into acoustic treatments and working with the room, working with what your room is actually doing. And the reason why I kind of leave speakers to the last, which really sounds odd, especially for a manufacturer
of speakers.
Figure that, right? Is because tastes change. Cosmetics, the way things look, your personality when you're 30 years old to when you're 50 years old changes a lot, and what you think looks good or what you like the sound of can change. Where if you have a stable amplifier, something that is proven bomb-proof, like the old Yamaha M80s, and the C4, the Yamaha C4, those things are just like they're mainstays as far as audio goes. When you have something that's proven and stable, that gives you the latitude to experiment with, the cosmetics and the appeal and the eye candy of rolling through different speakers. And the interesting thing in looking at the used market is that a lot of speakers that retain their value based on what they are and how they perform, they retain their value. Like a
speaker will last a long time.
It stays fairly stable if you look after it. Like, a lot of the vintage gear is going for some pretty good money. So that's kind of my approach on firing up your first system. Was that fast enough for you?
Yeah, that was good. And I'll put my own 2 pennies in here as well. When people ask me that question, I tell them that there are 3 things that they have to get their hands on. Right. So they'll have a place they want to set stuff up, but they need a transducer, a speaker, something that makes some racket, right? They need something that gives them something to listen to, a source device. And like you said, it can be analog, digital, or whatnot. And then you have to have a piece in the middle that's going to tie your source to your speaker and then make your speaker work. Now, there's a lot of ways to skin the cat or peel the potato, however you want to think about it, because you can go powered speakers, you can go passive speakers, you can go integrated, you can get a preamp, you can get. So, I mean, this is kind of where people's hair stands up and they're like, oh my God, what do I do? So, what I tell people is if they don't want to be like super, super serious, buy a pair of active speakers and then use your phone as a source, right? And that's about as simple as you can get. Now, I hate Bluetooth. I hate it. I'm looking at you, Bluetooth. Whoever makes up Bluetooth, I don't like you. Even new stuff, I don't like you. But it'll work in a pinch. Now, if you can get something like a powered pair of speakers that has, an app that will control a speaker, and then the speaker actually will pull down the streams or whatnot in a digital world, that's great. Or if you plug in a record player or cassette tape player or whatever it is, right? That's kind of a way to get in and get some pretty good sound. Maybe beyond that, it would be passive speakers and integrated with some type of source that you plug in, and you can get away with just 3 pieces of gear. They also have, for me, I think 3 pieces is going to be kind of the minimum. But to go back to what you said before about, what piece is important, and, you really look at that amplifier, and that's a really big decision-making piece for you. For me, I think the most impactful piece is going to be the actual speaker itself. But one thing that people don't think about a lot, and maybe this pushes it into more of an advanced area, is really the room and room treatments, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can spend $1 million on gear, but if you've got a echoey room that you're putting stuff in, it's never going to get past a certain level. So, that's something that people should be cognizant of, even if it's not something that they can address at the very, very beginning, but it's something to be aware of. So, hopefully these 2 paths have kind of informed people a little bit on, when you want to break into this 2-channel world and listen to something that's a little more interesting than some earbuds off your phone. It's not that hard to break into this world.
No, definitely not. Hi-fi is actually pretty easy when you take a little bit of time and do a little bit of research and reading and watching live streams like this and different videos that try to inform that there's, like you said, there's different ways to peel the potato. You can experiment with it, and just a little bit of information as to like why I kind of take a stand on the amplifier is because when the amplifier in terms of how it handles power, you hear this term like a certain amplifier will handle difficult to drive loads better.
Mm-hmm.
You have, it's kind of a sliding scale because within making power, like for my stuff, all my stuff is voltage hungry, but you don't see an output voltage on many amplifiers these days.
Right.
So, or at all, ever, I don't think.
Ever.
So what is wattage? And so when you're allowed to, or when you invest some money into the amplifier and then you give yourself the freedom or the license to go out and experiment with speakers, especially when a lot of new manufacturers allow, exchange policies or money back policies or whatever, it gives you the opportunity to sit down and analyze what sounds good. What does this amplifier like in terms of an ohm load on a speaker? And that's a pretty powerful tool, especially for somebody who's starting out and getting into it. It's understanding the implications of that is one thing, but when you have kind of a good idea or a gist, that it becomes a powerful tool, and you can use that tool to change the way that your system behaves and sounds, and with exchange policies and stuff, it's a pretty easy job to do.
Yep. And so, I think my last comment on this one is don't be scared to buy used gear. Used gear provides phenomenal value, and you can often, by buying a piece of used gear, get into a class of equipment that you might not otherwise be able to get into if you're trying to buy the brand new version of it. So
Definitely.
Speakers made 20 years ago, many of them sound as good as anything produced today. I mean, you can get some really, really good used equipment, and then amplifiers. I mean, there's some new tricks out there, but there's some really great amps that were made quite a while ago that are still really, really, really good. So don't be shy about used gear. And speaking of used gear, Cameron has joined us, and he actually picked up a pair of used speakers from me not too long ago, and he's having a good time with those. So I just got to met him, and I'm glad to have him in the show, in the crowd today. So
congrats, Cameron. Good job.
He's in this world now. He's I don't know, he's sucked in. So Cody, I want to say thank you so much for joining us on the show today. The gear that you've shown us, and the stuff that's coming down the pike, that is all super, super cool. Even if my favorite ones are the orange ones. Dude, it's really cool.
I'm actually toying with the idea of bringing them back as a custom order. So,
man,
just be aware, price of paint has gone up.
If you can even get paint
now. Yeah, I know.
We were trying to buy some primer for some kitchen not counters, but cabinets, and we went to 3 places looking for primer. They're like, oh no, we can't get any. We don't have any at all. I'm like, what? It's for your primer. So yeah, I feel it, man. I feel your pain. All right, Cody. So this is where we'll say adieu. Thank you so much for your time. Thanks for coming on, and I will see you when I see you.
Thanks, Jiles. I appreciate it, man.
Yeah, take care. All right. And with that, we're going to move into the next segment of the show, which is Content Corner. And you know what that means? Yep. The one, the only. Miggity Mike is in the house.
What's up, dude?
Wearing my favorite shirt that he owns.
Yeah.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. How you doing, man? Welcome.
Good, buddy. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Am I coming in all right?
Oh, you're sounding good.
Good,
I think I'm going to bring us in the right way, though. So let me. I gotta read my script. I have it in here somewhere. Where's my script? Here we go. Now let's take a break and stroll down to a cozy little place I like to call Content Corner. This is where we talk about all that cool content we love to consume. And this week's focus is What If? Episode 1. And joining me is Mike of Audio Architects, also of StereoNet Americas. Did I say that right?
It's just StereoNet North America, yeah.
StereoNet North America.
Dude,
StereoNet North America.
I feel very official, man. I got my official StereoNet email address.
Right on. I'm going to sign you up for all kinds of really horrible distribution lists now.
I know, right? Well, I'm not going to give you my email. You won't guess what it is.
But he's going to open it up and like, what?
Unfortunately, Mike and Michael were taken, but I was able to get something pretty cool. So, dude, just a real quick, because I was obviously backstage listening to you guys, and I can't determine whether or not it's like what came first, the chicken or the egg. But what do you buy first, the speakers or the amp? Honestly, I'd have to disagree with Cody, unfortunately, because I wouldn't go full bore into the amp. You got to know what you're powering, right? So I don't know.
It's totally chicken and egg. I agree. But the end effect is that you have to have both of them or nothing works.
Right. But, or, it could be all circumstantial. So you find a killer deal on a pair of speakers and you're like, okay, these might be good. And if they are good, then you kind of like say, okay, I got the speakers. Now I got to get the amp. But I don't know.
It's just like Cameron. He came up on those B&W.
Oh, is that the B&W guy?
Yeah, he's right there. He's watching the show, which is cool. I guess he internet stalked me down and found my show.
No, don't even start with that. I'm sure you freaking like totally solicited your show. Oh, dude, come on my show.
No, I did not.
Yeah,
we
you
didn't even talk about any of that stuff at all. We just listened to some music and watched some demo scenes in the theater,
So,
and he took
hey,
off.
bro, I moved up my computer a little bit, so now I'm kind of eye level with you.
Oh no, it's so much better than last
Because
time.
before I was over here.
Yeah, you're looking like this. Yeah, no, it's so much better this time.
Right on.
Yeah, it's so much better. Well,
So,
let's get
what
into
if?
this content. Yeah, what if?
What if?
What'd you think?
Okay. I hated it, but it was really good. If that makes any sense. I hated it because
it makes sense.
It felt unnatural. You know,
Like Captain Carter.
Yeah, it just felt unnatural to see, Captain America not become Captain America.
It was weird to see Captain America, Steve Rogers, become Iron Man.
In a way, yeah, he did.
He did become Iron Man.
Yeah. So, what were they calling it? The hold on,
Nazi Stomper or something?
No, the Hydra Stomper. Or
a Hydra Stomper, yeah.
I loved it. It was great for a cartoon. I wouldn't recommend it for kids. I wouldn't, if you have like a 5, 6, 7, 8-year-old, I probably wouldn't show them this because there was a good amount of violence. There were a
lot of dead people. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, there was more violence, I think, in this little small cartoon segment than there was in, the actual real movies, So I don't know. Maybe they liked, killing more in this one, but yeah, I thought it was great, dude. I liked it a lot. I'll definitely watch more of it.
Tomorrow even.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. Sounded good, looked good. Had kind of a comic strip feel to it, almost like an animated digital, not digital, an animated graphic novel, if that makes sense to people.
It does. It looked like they almost rotoscoped some stuff. Do you know what I'm talking about with rotoscoping?
Yeah, those quick swipes and.
Well, no, it's where they take, like, they film something with real people and then they draw over it to turn it into a cartoon. Rotoscoping. So, and it kind of, when something's rotoscoped, you can tell that that's like rotoscoping. So it had a little bit of that. So for me, I did not like the style of the animation at all.
Okay.
This is going to be subjective, but I didn't care for it too much. And man, it's probably because I watched too much anime.
You're right. It did have a particular type of.
It was very stylistic.
Yes, and to be honest, the whole time I was watching it, I was thinking, why didn't they just do a live action thing with this? They have the actors, they have the abilities, I know, obviously cheaper. Yeah.
This is. I'm sure that's what it was.
However, they used the real actors for some of the real actors for the voice.
Many they had the actual voices. Yeah.
They didn't have Chris Evans though, did they?
No, he's out.
Oh, he's out.
I think he's out. I mean, I don't know for sure, but I don't think he's doing anything with Marvel anymore.
I thought he was going to do a cameo in one of the next few films, but
really, I haven't heard that.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
That would be awesome if it is going to happen. But I thought he was out. I mean, obviously, ScarJo is out.
Oof.
She's super out.
Unless they're like, here's millions of dollars for you to shut the F up.
Well, for $30 million, I'm sure she'd be back in. I'm in.
Yeah, dude.
I would be in too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but at the same time, like, I don't know, man. I don't want to politicize this, but obviously a lot of their male counterparts are making buku bucks, and unfortunately, there weren't many female leads in these action movies. So I'm glad that she got her own movie. I never watched it. I know you did. I plan on streaming it at some point once it's not $30 a stream.
Sure.
However, I don't know. It just didn't have a big draw for me. Captain Marvel, I think that was poor casting. I could have thought of, dozens of better options, I don't know. I think they just definitely need to focus on getting a good female lead role in one of these movies,
like Wonder Woman.
Talk about, the DC hit the lottery with Gal Gadot.
Yeah, she's awesome. She's super good. I don't necessarily have any qualms or knocks against the casting. It's okay. The plot stuff is At least it's not as bad as Wonder Woman 83 or whatever that was. That was horrible. I mean, of course, we're crossing companies and genres and everything, but to get back to What If, though, some thoughts there. So I'm concerned that if they only do movie remakes, like let's take a movie and change one thing at the beginning and see how the movie would have played out. I'm not super interested in that. I would like to see things more expansive and just bananas crazy. Like, what if, and instead of going through the movie, what if Thanos was, did something crazy and, just went off the wheels, and he didn't want to just kill half the people. He wanted to eradicate the whole universe. Right. And then that brought in, people like, the Beyonder and Galactus and all these other kind of cool characters.
Or I got one better for you. What if Thanos would have been the protagonist?
How so? If he's the good guy?
Yeah. What if they pair him up against the Hydra Captain America? The bad version.
Sure. Yeah.
What if he is the good guy? Flip the script. How about they completely flip the script, make the good guys the bad guys? Yeah, I mean, it could be predictable, but I don't know.
I just want them to do something different that's not guessable.
I don't know how I like the story arc, or is it going to continue, or is it going to be like every episode is going to be a different story?
That I don't know the answer to. I know that in the comic books, I believe that every episode was a standalone premise, right? And one question I have is, how do you say the name of the Watcher? Ooh, it's 4 letters. Okay.
I don't even know who he is. I'm a horrible nerd right now.
Can't think of his name. I'm trying to find. Okay, it's Uatu is how you spell it. Uatu, maybe.
Uatu. Hey, if you're here, can you please fact check this? How the pronunciation of this guy's name? I know you.
Yeah, we want you to give the phonetical spelling and everything.
Yeah, phonetical. Yeah,
make sure we get
everything. Real quick, Jiles, though, I hate to bring us off of What If.
What if Mike didn't want to talk about What If?
Dude, yeah, I know. It was okay, man. It was all right. I wouldn't like go out of my way to watch it, but I mean, if it's there, it's there. But dude, okay, so the internet has lost its mind today.
How so?
Because they announced that what's her name? Chani from Dune is going to be playing the lead role in the sequel. People are losing their minds, and to be honest,
Zendaya,
yeah.
So Chani's a huge character. Why wouldn't she?
So that she's, I guess, somewhere on the internet it got leaked that she's going to be the lead in the sequel to this movie, to the movie we're about to watch here in a couple months, and everybody's losing their minds, negativity, craziness, and I'm like, I'm sorry, but I'd rather watch 2 hours of Zendaya than 2 hours of Timothée Chalamet. Okay, if they kill off Paul Atreides in this first one, I'd be fine with it because I don't really care about that kid.
Well, they can't kill the Kwisatz Haderach.
I know, but still,
there's like another 800 books that
I just bought more of them, dude. I need to start reading them.
Oh, I've got them all. If you see that bookshelf back there, even the new ones I've got.
Bro, I'm excited. I'm excited for that movie. I know we talk about it every week. However, I think
God, it's gonna be terrible if it sucks.
I was about to say that. I'll be so let down if it's horrible and we're just like, shit. What do we do now?
I know. I'm gonna watch the Green Knight tomorrow, and see how that is. So that one seems kind of cool, but I don't know. I'm neither here nor there right now on it.
I saw a movie yesterday. Was it yesterday? I think it was yesterday, called 13. It was it had
Brad Pitt movie?
No, it had what's his name? The transporter guy.
Gal Gadot.
No, the guy that played Transporter, not Gal Gadot.
Optimus Prime.
Jason Statham.
No, it's Optimus Prime is the Transformer.
No, Transporter.
That's in Star Wars or Star Trek.
Oh my god. Anyway,
Transporter.
but no, there's
Scotty.
the lead role was this guy that I was looking at him and I'm like, that guy looks more like Paul Atreides and is at the right age to actually play Paul Atreides than the guy they actually chose. I don't know. I'm not a fan of the Timothy guy. Like, I think he's way too young to play Paul Atreides in the time.
I thought Paul was like 14 years old in the movie.
There's no way that original actor was playing a 14-year-old.
I thought the character. How old is Paul Atreides?
Yeah, we're gonna have
in Dune. All right, so I mean, we got to have it. Paul is 15 years old.
Okay, all right, then never mind. Forget I said anything.
Yeah, 15. So they aged him up a lot in the first Dune movie.
Yeah,
that guy's like 25 or something.
Yeah, mid to late 20s.
Yeah.
Okay, so back to what if. Okay, let's do your little thing.
What if Paul was 30?
No, what if Jiles just did the scale? For what if? Are you gonna do
the rating scale? Okay. Yeah, so for this one, it's not a movie, it's just this little stream thing. So we can do sound and visuals. So I guess for visuals, what did you think about the animation?
I didn't like it. It was almost uncomfortable. It was almost like if I was watching okay, you've seen these cartoons where they'll like swoop in a character and it's like pow, boom, this, that, real jerky kind of.
Yeah,
real
jerky. Yeah,
like a lot of impact, a lot of stuff like that. I didn't like it. I like a cartoon that's more fluid, more natural, So I'd give visuals, even though they were good. The artwork was really nice. I'm gonna give them a 4 because I didn't really care for them.
Yeah, I would give them a 5. I didn't like the style. It was fine.
Yeah,
I didn't like the style at all. And my assumption is that they'll all be like this, which I'm kind of sad about.
Yeah,
but it is what it is.
Yeah. No, the sound was the low end. It was hitting hard in here.
Yeah.
So I had to turn it down a little bit because it was like some of those explosions and gunshots and stuff was really, really resonating well. And it was really, vibrating my insides a little bit. So I'll give sound, and taking into consideration they used original actors for the voices, I'll give that an 8.
Yeah, I would give it a 7 because of the original actors voicing the characters, and it had good low end. We watched it in the theater on the big screen, so it was on the 127.
Oh, so the low end was kicking.
Yeah, the low end was doing its thing. So did the show do what it was supposed to do, right? So this is the section that, if it's an action movie, how was the action? If it's horror, how was the horror? So this was a comic book cartoon. How effective was it?
I think it got its point across. I think it did what it was meant to do. Did it do it in a way that I enjoyed it? Probably not. Like I said, I wanted something a little more natural. And it just pissed me off that Captain America didn't become Captain America. He became Iron Man instead. And he's still a scrawny little guy from Brooklyn.
But he's got a big old girlfriend.
Yeah. And then they made her like Amazonian.
She's a super soldier.
Bro, I didn't like that. I didn't like that at all.
I thought she was cool as a super soldier.
How did he survive the gunshots, dude? Like, he got shot in the freaking stomach like 3 times.
Dude, he's Captain America. That's how. Doesn't matter, super soldier serum or not.
No,
he's got a heart.
I don't like her as a super soldier. I mean, if she would have been Iron Man, that would have been cooler, But they made her
so many ways they could have went with it,
They made her Xena, the warrior princess, and it's like gross, bro.
So give me a number, man. 1 to 10. How effective was it?
I give it a 6.
I give it 7. So we're right in there.
Yeah,
storyline. You have to give this like a 0, right?
Yeah, I give it like a 1. Yeah, I didn't really give a shit about the storyline.
I give it like a 5 or 6. It was all right, but it wasn't anything that I was like, oh my god, this is like the coolest thing ever. The way they changed it, right? It wasn't like, oh my, it was like, oh, all right, okay, but it didn't like blow my mind like, oh my god, Captain America turned into Wolverine, or something like that. That would have blown my mind. And they have access to that IP, so they could totally be doing that stuff.
To be honest, buddy, when it comes to superhero stuff right now, what I'm really enjoying is the CW has the Superman and Lois, and I've been really getting into it because it's a nice balance of like a teen drama with Superman doing Superman stuff. And that's
I'm scared to try it,
dude. The special effect. Okay, so the whole premise is, and I like the actor they picked for Superman. He played he was a one of the leads in the first few seasons of Teen Wolf, the MTV series.
right?
And I like the lady they picked for Lois, and then they have two kids, right? And one of the kids is figuring out that he has, special abilities, but they're not as pronounced as Superman's was because he's
only half.
He's only half.
He's
So
half
they're
Krypton.
they're coming in a little slower and they're not as powerful. And he goes up against Superman has to go up against this really big adversary. If I give away too much, it'll ruin it. But
Because I want to watch this. So.
I think the action is fantastic for a TV show. I think the choreography and the what they've put into it is really impressive. I think the storyline is actually pretty engaging. There are those cringy parts where it's like, oh God, it's like a teen drama. Why? I don't want to watch, like two teens fall in love with each other. But it goes along with the whole the whole story arc of the kids, like him having to be a dad and him and Lois having to raise two kids. So I don't know if you ever watched Superman or Lois and the Adventures of Lois and Superman back in the day with Dean Cain.
I watched some Smallville.
Okay, you watched Smallville. So
that was like a million years ago though.
Yeah, the Dean Cain one, that's kind of where I think they got their inspiration for this one. But I would give it a shot if I were you, and maybe we can talk about it next week. Just watch a couple episodes and tell me what you think.
Yeah, I'll see if I can figure out where it's streaming at and go check it out.
CW has their own app. It's unfortunate that you have to watch commercials, but it's a free app.
As long as I don't have to pay for it, I'm okay.
Yeah. You can I have it on my NVIDIA Shield. You just download it, the CW app, and you can watch any CW show current that's happening. Like if it still stream like the next day for you.
Right. No, that's cool. Yeah, I'll totally check it out. And I know you've mentioned this before, and it hasn't hit my list yet, but I'll make sure to get it in there. And
tell you what, the low end was actually I was like, whoa, it's really rumbling.
I'll have to watch it in the theater then.
And it wasn't like, it's not like the CW's coming in at a really high end stream. It's like maybe 1080 at best, but I don't know. Looks like Herman's taking off.
Oh, peace out. Yeah. So Herman said, don't forget to stop by. So I was talking about I was going to be in China and or in Hong Kong, and he's like, come see me. And I would love to go see him if I can make it over there. I think my time is going to be super stressed out while I'm there though, and it's kind of hard to get all the way from the Shenzhen, Hong Kong, Macau area all the way over to close to I think Shanghai area where he lives at. But we'll see. Peace out, Herman. Peace out.
Dude, China's kind of a big place. It's like saying, hey, I'm going to New York and you're over in California,
Exactly. Yeah. It's
not like it's like, hey, you're in Jersey, I'm in New York. Let's go see each other.
It'll be cool though. I mean, we can sit on the plane together and talk and stuff, and it won't be too bad.
I think Herman has his own plane, dude.
He flies out.
That'd
be awesome.
Private jet.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, let's move on into the cleanup section of the show and talk about what we got going on. So, Mike, tell everybody what's going on for you. Anything new in your world?
Well, my first review for StereoNet will be coming out in the next few days. I'm also going to be doing YouTube videos for them as well. So you'll be seeing a lot of me on the StereoNet forefront. I am, for the record, because I know this has been a rumor going around because of my poor wording on my post.
It was really bad.
Audio Architects is still going to be a thing. However, I'm going to be jumping into more how-tos, DIY, stuff like that, rather than strictly just reviews. I feel like I've kind of reviewed enough for Audio Architects. I feel like I want to do more hands-on stuff. So if I do reviews, I'm going to be taking stuff apart. I'm going to be showing you the guts and the insides of things. and I'm going to be showing you, exactly what it can do. And I'm going to be doing comparisons. I'm going to be showing people, how does this compare to other products and how does this compare to comparable products? So that way people get an idea of what's going on rather than just a boring feature. So yeah, a lot of things going to change on Audio Architects, but I am going to do that. And I got my album that I'm working on is dropping on October 5th. It's a Tuesday because I wanted to keep it on a Tuesday because that's when music used to come out, every Tuesday. And I'm going to release my album that day. I'm going to do 100 copies of CDs. So I know Hi-Fi Haben wanted one. I'm going to go ahead and hook you up with one, buddy. And yeah, that's all I got right now, man.
That's cool. That's cool. So for me, I've dipped my toe into making really bad shorts on YouTube. So everybody's introduced their short format video kind of service. It's Reels on Instagram, and it's all of TikTok. TikTok is only shorts, and then YouTube has started shorts. So I released a few of those, and they do horribly on YouTube. It's funny. I'll release one on Instagram and one on YouTube, the exact same thing at the exact same time. Instagram will pop out, I don't know, 5,000-10,000 views in a day, and YouTube will pop out 150.
Well, you got to take in
crazy.
consideration you're still battling that YouTube algorithm that, unless you're a made man on YouTube, which I know I'm not.
No, I'm not either.
They're gonna definitely kick you to the back of the line. So I think Instagram has a better platform for that type of content. I don't think YouTube is there yet. I know Facebook does it too now. They have a short option on there. I think that short thing is it has to be very specific. It has to either be a funny skit or something that's going to catch someone's, or something that happened, or some kind of TMZ, or World Star Hip Hop type of event that you caught on camera. Those go viral via those shorts, but it's going to be a tough, I think, uphill battle for people that are in this particular ecosystem to be successful on shorts, because everything that we have to talk about takes a little bit of time. It's not something that we can be like, oh, hey, check out this calibration microphone. It's great. Like, whoa, like no one's going to care about that, dude. That's the thing. I haven't figured out the secret sauce for that. I want to, and I know you really want to. So
Oh, I'm trying, but I think my best short or reel has been just north of 25,000 views right now.
Didn't you get like 10,000 views from going to the Ren Fair or something?
I think that one's at 16,000 now.
That's crazy, man.
I'll tell you here. Yeah, and it's like stupid, right? It didn't even show anything cool. You know what I mean? It was kind of lame.
I think people just watch it to see if something cool is going to happen.
Maybe that's the secret.
And they can't dislike it.
Yeah, it's just whatever. Let's see. That one is 18,100 now.
Dude, you just need to clickbait the crap out of those titles, and maybe people will just watch it just to see if something happens.
That one didn't even have a title.
Pro.
It's hilarious. It's like the worst one. And
it's just like, hey, has nothing to do with audio too.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, I'm at Red Fair. Check it out, y'all. But I posted. So I did one today of this HDMI cable that I'm gonna, which might be too short, but it's a fiber active HDMI cable that I'm gonna try and pull through the wall in the theater.
Where'd you get that?
It's from a company called Bridge, BRIDGEE. So maybe it's pronounced Bridgie. But they sent it over and they're like, hey, use it. And I'm all like, all right.
Is it cool or what? What does it do?
It's a cable. It's an HDMI cable. That's all it is. That's all it does. It's fiber. So, it's designed to work over long distance. And by long distance, this is 33 feet.
So you're just going from your projector down to your.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a cable.
You might use those 33 feet though. That's a pretty long run.
I can't remember how long the one I have is. I think I have a 50-foot that I put in the wall from my AVR or my processor to where a television would have been behind the screen, and then I think I did a 30-footer to the projector from there, and that's barely long enough. So this one's about 33 feet. So hopefully it'll be a little bit longer, but it's fiber, it's thin, it's 4K, 8K, 2.1 certified, or however much of a certification it can have. So I'm interested just to see how well it'll work. So, I can't really make a video about running a cable through that'd be a stupid video.
Of course you can.
I could, but I'm not. How about that? But I can talk about it in a short and say, hey, I just ran this thing. It works great. Well,
you got to fall off a chair or something and make it funny. And then,
yeah. But dude, I'm just saying that I took it out of the box today and it's already at 2,000 views. Right. And then I did a little KEF LS50 wireless 2 video and it's at just over 3,000. And then those B&Ws that I sold, the 601s, I did a little video just talking about, hey, if you can find these used, they're a great kind of deal, sound wonderful. And it's at almost 10 grand.
I wonder how those are converting into follows or subscribes or whatever,
it's hard to know. It's hard to know. Dude, the Claris Sextet, that power brick that I've got from Claris, I dropped one of those a few days ago. It's like 18,000 views already. So I don't know, dude. I don't know if it converts into anything, but a lot of eyeballs hit this stuff.
Are you using any kind of hashtags or anything?
Yeah. I just use my normal hashtag set and just normal kind of stuff, nothing special. But yeah, I use hashtags. I probably put 20 or 30 on there or something.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that because I don't know.
Dude, I just hold up the camera and go, hey, check this thing out. It's cool, right? And they're 30 seconds.
Look what came in the mail, buddy. A bunch of new little tubes.
Uh-oh. You're doing it. You're doing it.
Bro, these things are so old. They're older than you.
Oh, they're pretty old then.
Yeah. Little tongue soles. Yeah, but I'm this is my little pride and joy. This thing has been with me since you and I started.
That's right. Doing
this stuff together. And it's been through hell and back. Right now, this thing has like the equivalent of like a turbocharger under the hood. It's got the Muses 02 OP amps in there. It's got the M8100 Mullard valves on top.
Valves. Yo, you're so elitist now. Valves.
I'm such a valve snob right now. But no, I love this little thing. The other one's in the other room, the one with the Bluetooth and all that stuff. The last thing you said before you left, Mr. Harbottle, was you hate Bluetooth.
I hate it,
bro. Unless you pair it with like a serious DAC, like something that's really going to change it up a little bit, dude, it literally sounds like AM radio, dude. It's like, it's horrible.
It's so bad.
I hate it. It's the biggest audible difference just going from your phone doing like the Apple Airstream.
Oh yeah.
Or whatever.
It's so much better.
AirPlay. Yeah. That's what it's called. The AirPlay directly to your, like my Blue Sound. It's huge.
I've got no problems with AirPlay. I'm okay with that, but I am not. Oh yeah. So here's a comment. Bluetooth equals poo-tooth. Yes.
Yes,
I
my
agree.
mail.
Yes, my mail. You're correct.
That's your mail, Jiles.
No, that's what's going to be coming in your.
It's actually what's holding this thing up. It's the iFi Zen DAC, and I'm going to see what the difference is between the Pi-Fi's Top Hat DAC and using an external DAC, and see if I can A/B it and see if I can see a, big audible difference. I might.
So I have the DigiPro 2 in a Raspberry Pi in my theater right now, and it's piped into the Acurus Act 4 using the DAC in the Act 4. It sounds amazing.
Oh, I bet.
It's really good. It's really good.
I wonder what kind of DAC the Act 4 uses.
It's a Saber. I think it's the ESS blah blah blah.
Saber, yeah.
Acurus Act 4. It probably doesn't use that anymore, or maybe it does. Which was the one?
AKG or whatever.
Yeah, the AK. Yeah, those were really good. That's what's in the Hi-Fi Rose RS150 that I've got, and they made a new model called the RS150B just to change the DAC because they couldn't get the DACs anymore.
That's ridiculous.
It is totally ridiculous.
It's like as if these people weren't insured or something. Oh, they probably had a bunch of inventory and it just burned to death. And they're like, shit, now we gotta make a whole nother batch of these little suckers. Oh man.
Yeah, dude, I can't find what DAX
No, that's not
the
what
Act for, but it has DAX.
Yeah,
and it sounds good. So I'm excited for you on that build because you're gonna have good results, I bet.
Well, I hit up the guy from Hi-Fi Berry because I wanted the same case just in black, and I'm like, he sends me an email today, and he's like, hey, I don't have any more of those. First of all, if you don't have any more, stop selling them on your website. Put it sold out, so that way I don't spend $40 on this stuff, or 20. It was 24 plus shipping. It was almost $40. So then he goes, hey, I got this other model that's bigger that could fit these other modules and stuff. And he's like, and I'll give it to you for the same price. But then I went online and saw what he was talking about. It's half the price. And I'm like, the hell? Yeah.
I don't want for double what you
like. I don't want to pay double the money for something that you don't. So needless to say, Hi-Fi Berry is kind of pissing me off right now. So there are other outlets where I can get this particular case I want. But the problem is I don't want to feature a case that's discontinued or not going to be made anymore. So
right.
I'm going to have to talk to this guy eventually, and
yeah. So I think I've got the case that you're talking about, and it's interesting because the case comes in two parts.
Yeah.
And one
two
part
things that slide together.
You bolt it to the Raspberry Pi, and the other side bolts into that thing, the what you call it?
Little risers.
Yeah, the Hi-Fi Berry digital only output, right?
Oh, yeah, the Digi2
the Digi Pro 2 or whatever. And then the way that you put the things together is that the case doesn't bolt together at all. It's just you stick the Digi board into your Raspberry Pi, and that's it.
No, you're supposed to screw it in, dude.
There's no way. The one that I have from Hi-Fi Berry, there's no anything else. It's the only thing that holds it together is the riser that that it's like a 16
you screw into the riser.
Well, no, there's no screw into the riser. There's no way there's no way to connect the two parts at all. It's just the only thing that holds them together.
To be completely honest, the putting together the Pi-Fi was the biggest pain in the ass of putting together Pi-Fi was putting together that stupid enclosure. I'm telling you, it was like riser here, riser that they don't give you the right risers for it, dude. But hey, I found out Hi-Fi Berry has their own operating system.
What?
Yes.
So they have their own code that you can load onto a Raspberry Pi?
We have to look into that.
What does it do?
I don't know. I haven't tried it yet. I wanted to try it on this stupid new thing I wanted to build, but you can't even send me an enclosure.
Huh.
How do you think
that's
UI?
That's cool. Yeah, I mean, I'm just running the Rune Bridge software. That's
what I run on the Pi-Fi. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's awesome. I mean, you just Rune sees it, and then it just DACs out or digital output to the Act 4, and dude, it's really good.
I was playing with Rune today. I was actually adding some songs, my music that I'm releasing. I wanted to hear it. Okay, so I'll give a spoiler alert. The very first song in the album is basically a bass tester, so it's going to give your subs a workout. And that I wanted this because I like giving my subs a workout. So it's very reminiscent to it was inspired by Blade Runner's 2049, that first little intro song, very similar to that. Even a similar melody, I wanted to keep it kind of consistent with that because I really love that movie and I love that song. So I wanted something that would dig deeper. So I definitely want to. I should measure it to see how low it goes, but man,
oh, dude, when they come out, I'll get mine from you and
I'll bring it over next time I'm over there. I'll bring over
cool.
I'll just burn it on a CD and I'll bring it over. And then, dude, it got low in here. It probably, I'd say 15, 20 hertz.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So, yeah, dude, it was most of it's like around 30 hertz. So it has that nice, like deep bass, but it's not like too subsonic. But yeah, there were certain little parts where I was like, whoa, this is pretty cool. So,
I like it.
Yeah, we'll have fun with that. And then, yeah, man, thanks for having me on again.
Yeah, I know it's about that time we're gonna have to call it. So, as always, thanks for joining us today. Everybody, make sure to go like and subscribe. Audio Architects, you can find it on pretty much every platform there is out there. And I'm Home Theater Fanatics on your favorite platform. I love it when you subscribe to YouTube, though, because that's the one that pays me. All $20 a month. It's pretty outstanding. Yeah, please like and subscribe, ring the bell, do all that stuff.
Dude, wait a second. Patreon guys, if you guys aren't our patrons, what are you doing with your life? You know, like we will not, like, we don't want to play with you unless you're our patrons. But no, I'm going to start doing something crazy for the patronage. I need to figure something out, because
we talked about this a couple of weeks ago, and I've been thinking about it too. There's
let's talk after the show about it. Let's talk after the show. But yeah, guys, if you guys want to support us, I think my minimum is what, $3. I think yours is about the same, right?
Yeah, something in there.
$3 minimum just to support the channel. A lot of this stuff we do for free, like Audio Architects and Home Theater Fanatics is not supported by any conglomerate. We're not, fed money to produce this stuff. We have to.
Although I would sell out.
Oh, I would too in a heartbeat. I already did.
Oh, you did. You're right.
Yeah, I already did. So, but now if someone, like, we were just talking about this earlier. I'm like, if someone offers me $50,000 for Audio Architects, they can have it. They can have it. Not that will ever happen, but I'll give Andrew Robinson $50,000 for his channel and just call it a day and be like, all right, I have $200,000. Give me my plaque. I'm done.
There you go. Yeah, I've got it. I'm done.
Oh man.
All right, we're gonna go ahead and put a fork in this when it's done.
I wonder if he'd take it. Do you think he'd take it?
No, dude, he makes $50,000 a month off that channel.
No.
Yes.
Not up 200,000 followers, dude. Come on.
He's monetizing.
He's not that pretty.
He is pretty. He's pretty. Yeah, he's got all that hair. He's got all the hair.
What's with you and your obsession with people's hair? You used to call me the hair.
Yeah, until I found people with better hair.
I hate you.
I still have all my hair. It's just on my back.
Same.
All right, everybody. Thanks so much. And like I always say, we'll see you guys in the next video.
See you guys.
See ya.